years old. I'm from Canada. The highest level of education completed was high school. I decided not to go to college. And I said I'm single, right?
And then what do you do for work?
I'm a writer.
Okay. It's not for Vice though, right?
No,
Okay.
no. I saw that in the comments.
Yeah, fuck Vice. Okay. What about you?
Hi, my name is Hollywood. I'm a certified.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bella's Corner, where the truth is delivered with love. Thank you so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new, welcome. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads or when I go live. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, everyone. So we've got a good one today. Shout out to one of my subscribers, Fem Gems, who wanted me to talk about whether or not married women should have single friends. I think this is a great topic. I've actually been wanting to talk about this, just never got around to it. And in the light of Miss Samantha, aka Tyrese's ex-wife, coming out with the interview, I think this is a fitting topic to discuss because, of course, my future wives out there are wondering. So let's go ahead and break this down. Before I get into the discussion for today, I want to let all of my future wives know that there is a video on my page called Purge Your Life to Become a Wife. I want all of you to go ahead and check that out after this video because I want all of you to continue this mission of self-improvement in terms of looking at the people around you and the things that you do as well that may not be conducive to you becoming a good quality wife, okay? I'm going to link it in the cards and I hope you like it. Make sure you leave me a comment over there as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So ladies, should married women have single friends? My short answer is no. But let's break it down because there are some nuances to this discussion. But before we get into the different types of friends that I want to discuss today that you future wives should look at your friends that are in your life, the people around you, I want all of you to listen to what Tyrese's ex-wife said, and that's going to be followed up by Tyrese's response. And then again, we're going to get into it.
Emotionally led, I feel very strongly. I'm just that kind of person, very passionate. But I would never tell somebody to make that decision when they're that emotional. But of course, I wasn't talking to someone that genuinely would be for marriage, you know, or for reconciliation. And that's not no slight to my, you know.
No, it's
the
current friends.
It has nothing. There's no slight to that. Not the friends, but I was on the phone with my attorney.
Yeah.
So it was something that was being said to me that hurt me at that time, and that so at that time when I was on the phone and I made that decision, I was livid.
I'm going to let her continue to speak, but I wanted to interject to say this. Ladies, we know we are naturally emotional. And just as Samantha said here, and I can agree because I have seen it, women do make decisions based on their emotions. Yes, we do that. And if you know that, and since you know that, ladies, use your logic and be wise to not make any rash decisions based on how you feel. Because typically when you make emotional decisions, there's always a consequence that is yielded from that, especially when it comes to something like your relationship. Don't be hanging around, ladies, people who will play on your emotions, who will further encourage you to break up your relationship or to step outside of your relationship or to simply disrespect your man.
The truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow.
I wouldn't. And that's the truth. I try my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Because I think that women were like, I'm an extremely emotional person. People that know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that like, okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate. I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. Like we're a lot, not all of us, right? But some of us are.
And another thing, ladies, emotional intelligence is key in order to have a healthy, productive, committed relationship. I'm going to link it in the cards as well because I did discuss that on a past live stream. Ladies, future wives, your future husband will greatly appreciate you when you possess emotional intelligence. I'm not saying you have to be stoic like him. I'm not saying you have to be as analytical and logical as him, because women are not naturally as logical and analytical as men. However, being a woman and being aware of your emotions and being able to allow your emotions to run while setting your logic above your emotions will cause you to be a better woman, a better spouse, a better mother. That causes you to increase in your wisdom. That is what helps you become a virtuous woman that we otherwise know to be seen or found in Proverbs 31. The Bible says that a man's wife is the crown that he wears upon his head. Do you want your man's crown to be full of rubies and diamonds and gold and silver, to be beautiful and well kept? Or do you want it to look like it was scraped and kicked and thrown and beaten on, and little diamonds and rubies and things that are supposed to be embedded within his crown, some of them missing? Those of you, ladies, who operate in a highly emotional state, like Samantha has admitted she did, those women were crowns upon their husband's head that looked scathed, that looked broken, that had cracks in it, that had missing diamonds, missing rubies. Wives operate in emotional intelligence and wisdom. We are the beautiful crown that adorns our husband's head, that he is proud to put on display, that he is proud to wear. Would you want your husband, ladies, to have, again, a crown that looks beaten on and unkept, or a crown that looks like it was kept in a china cabinet? You pick.
Just like a lot of men can be like that. But I know women specifically, there will be moments where they'll be like, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this.
Listen, if you had people in your ear that influenced you into leaving your husband and your 1-year-old child, your innocent 1-year-old child. We both were divorcee kids, grew up in toxic environments, torn in between our old family, new family, stepfather, stepmother. That's a life that we both lived. And you packed up a 1-year-old, put a COVID mask on top of the Ring cameras, and I was literally in an airplane on my way home to fight for my marriage and my family. You're heartless. None of your friends recognize you. This is all about money. If you had friends in your ear, you're lying, you're gaslighting, you're playing. The only person that was in your ear was your mama. Her name is Patricia Randolph. You didn't have people in your ear. The amount of people that was supposedly in your ear, you also had a whole lot of people like Aventer Gray, Taffy Dollar, Creflo Dollar's wife, who married us. You had a whole lot of people in your ear telling you that you're about to do something stupid, impulsive, and y'all are actually not going through anything that would make you want to leave your husband.
So we heard Samantha claim that she had people in her ear who otherwise were not for or an advocate of marriage. She said friends, she said lawyers. And then Tyrese went behind her and said that no, she had her mama in her ear. But she also had other counsel, which one would consider to be wise counsel, who told her that she would regret her decision. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But I'm going to use this, ladies. As you know, I'm going to use this as a teaching moment. If I were to have a subtitle, it would be what we can learn from Tyrese's ex-wife, or what Samantha Lee has taught us about marriage and relationship. So thank you for being an full example, Samantha, on what not to do, on what not to be. Thank you. Go ahead and tell Samantha Lee, thank you for being a great example on how to fumble a good man, on how to fumble a good husband. I told y'all are fumbling husbands by being entitled, by having unrealistic expectations, by being unruly, insufferable, undisciplined, overweight, non-submissive, masculine, rude, etc. I've told you, ladies. But anyway, let's get into the conversation at hand, ladies. Again, should married women have single friends? The short answer is no. But we are going to break down the different types of friends that you may find yourselves, future wives, having. Okay, so for my first type of friend that you may find yourself having, you may have a friend who is the future wife, aka the unmarried quote-unquote wife. So this was me and my friend group. I was the young lady, the young woman who was raised to be a wife, who wanted to be a wife, who desired heavily to be a wife. And so I always respected other people's relationships. If a guy, say in college, approached me and I understood him to be dating a woman or having a girlfriend, I quickly denied his advances. And sometimes I found myself saying, allow me to respect your relationship since you don't. Because I didn't want to find myself in that situation where I'm with a man and he's out here trying to obtain other women or different women behind my back. And I didn't want that karma. I didn't want to reap that type of fruit. This woman, granted, all of the women who I'm going to be speaking about today, their relationship statuses may vary, but regardless, I was this friend. And if you ladies find yourself to have this type of friend, and let's say she's single, there is no issue with having this type of friend, because she's going to be the one who's going to be in your corner. She's going to be happy for you when you get into a relationship, when you get engaged. This could also be the friend who you can confide in if you must talk to one of your friends about, say, your relationship issues. This will be a good friend to speak to. Again, I was this friend. So let me tell you, I'm gonna let you all into my life a little bit more. I had an old best friend of mine. She and I met in college, and after college, she got engaged. She moved in with her then fiance, and she often would call me about what her fiance did, how her fiance made her upset, or they had some type of argument. And I was that friend who said, hey sis, this is what he was saying. This is what he meant. I understand you're being emotional right now. I understand that you're upset, but this is what he was saying to you. And this is actually the better way to have responded to him. Hey sis, don't act like that. Hey, don't treat him like that. Respond better the next time. Be more patient. Be more understanding. Stop being so stubborn. That is the type of friend who you need to keep around you, future wives. That friend who's going to tell you when you're wrong, no matter the situation. That friend who's going to say, hey, I understand what you're saying, what you mean. But again, this is the better way to have gone about the situation. Keep those friends around you, ladies, who hold you accountable. Those are good friends to have, whether she is single or not, whether she is married or not. Next, the can't keep a man chick. So this is your friend who maybe she always has a man, but she can't seem to keep one. She's a serial dater, a serial relationship getter into her. But she can't seem to keep him. There's always something wrong with him. There's always something wrong with the relationship, or he falls short in some type of way all the time. She very rarely says that she was at fault in the argument, in the breakup, in the relationship. This is the type of friend, unless she's trying to get advice from you as the future wife, as the unmarried wife who wants to get married and who's on the journey of self-improvement and increased femininity, unless she's seeking advice from you or mentors who are married, you might need to purge her from your life. She needs to show that she is willing to, shout out to Auntie Crimson, step outside of the boneyard. She's the friend who's an entrepreneur. She's a friend who has a stable job, but she's always coming to you with a story saying, girl, I'm ready to stop playing. I'm ready to get me a man. But again, she's not self-improving. She's not seeking advice. Or maybe she's ignoring your phone calls because she knows you're going to tell her things that she otherwise needs to hear, but maybe she doesn't want to hear. You might want to get rid of her. Next, we've got the naysayer. This naysayer may have had quite a few rough instances and past experiences with men. So in her eyes, there are no good men. Men ain't ish. Men are dusty. Men are broke. You're too good for men. The naysayer also says that you're acting funny when you get into a relationship. The naysayer speaks down on relationships. The naysayer, she speaks down on how you behave in relationships. I have friends like that. And understand, ladies, each of these types of quote unquote friends who I'm discussing today, you could have a friend who's all of these or one or two of these. The naysayer could also be the friend who can't keep a man. But again, the naysayer doesn't like how you prioritize your relationship with your man over your relationship with her. Again, I had friends like that. Oh, and by the way, y'all, the ex-best friend who was always calling me, complaining about her man and how I would tell her that she should probably speak to him better, they never got married. She broke it off. She said she wasn't ready to get married. And trust me, ladies, her fiance is a good man, is husband material, and he does well. And he will only make more as his time and his career progresses. She fumbled a husband. But this best friend also was the naysayer. She was a naysayer for me in my life. Again, she wasn't all bad, y'all. She wasn't all bad. So I don't think she was just completely a horrible person. And she and I are not friends anymore. But she was the naysayer. She said to me, yeah, girl, we know when you get into a relationship, you lose your mind. You can't think. She said that to me, and another one of my good friends said that to me as well. We were kind of like the three musketeers, if you will. They said I lose my mind in relationship because I prioritized my man. My man came first. And let me say this, future wives, I understand what you may go through when you get into relationships with men who may not be the best choice. Maybe he doesn't prioritize you, but you prioritize him. Future wives, I was there. That's what future wives do. Future wives submit to the man who she's with. She's submissive to a fault. She's loyal to a fault, even when this man isn't necessarily loyal to them. Future wives, that's when you can say that man didn't deserve me. When you know you possess femininity, when you know you're willing to submit, when you want to have children, when you want to have a covering, when you want him to be your covering and he's not spending time with you, he's not loving you the way you need to be loved, he's not giving you attention. That is when you can say, that is when it is appropriate to say, he did not deserve me. They had a good thing, but they did not wife me up. They did not cherish me. They did not value me. That is when it is appropriate to say so-and-so and so-and-so did not deserve me, okay? But anyway, I have friends who were naysayers who didn't like how I prioritized my man and my relationship. These are the people who, if you say that you two got into an argument or whatever, they're going to say, girl, I knew it. You better not let him talk to you like that. You better not let him speak to you like that. He shouldn't treat you like that. Naysayers would say, I don't know why you do that for him. What does he do for you? You sure he deserve all that? You think he should get all that? Girl, you be doing too much. Why you be doing all that for him? Even the naysayers who say, well, my man does this for me. How come yours doesn't do that for you? Oh, that's cute. My man did this. You deserve X, Y, and Z. You deserve to be treated like this, and that. Especially when you've expressed that you're satisfied, when you express that you're happy, and your quote unquote friend who's really a snake, she's telling you that you deserve better and X, Y, and Z. If you have a friend who's comparing your relationship with hers in a sense to make it seem like your man isn't doing enough or isn't enough for you, when you're satisfied, when you're happy, when you're in a happy, healthy relationship, she's a hater. She's a hater. And you need to purge her from your life. Women who actually have good intentions for men, who actually are willing to take accountability for her actions. Women who are willing to be accountable, who are willing to look at herself and have self-awareness. We have phases and seasons in our lives where we may not have many friends, if we have any friends at all. We have seasons of loneliness, seasons of silence, again, when it comes to friends. Because it is difficult, it is hard to find other wife types, wife materials, and loyal friends in other women. So, to my future wives, if you find yourself in a season of being friendless, it's okay. Continue to seek the Father. Continue to self-improve. Continue to watch me and watch other women. Listen to other women in this space, YouTube space, or whatever the case is, to continue to be edified and refined in that moment, in that season in your life. Don't be discouraged. Moving on, the friend who's or your friend who is a partier. Because you can have friends who are hoes, who don't necessarily party, or friends who are partiers who aren't necessarily busting it open for everybody. But I wanted to, lump these type of friends together. You may have a friend who's like this. You may have a friend who's gotten pregnant a couple of times, but she doesn't have any children. You need to purge her from your life. If she's continuing the same patterns and same actions, get rid of her, girl. There is no point in having dead weight and a friend who with that much baggage around you, especially if she is encouraging you to go to the club with her, to have men on rotation, to use baby deletions as birth control. If you have that type of friend, get rid of her. You don't want to have this type of bad company around you, future wives, because you're either going to be the one who's going to be the influence or get influenced. Which one are you? And you very well could be, again, a future wife. But who are you allowing to influence you? Last, but certainly not least, and by the way, ladies, this list is non-exhaustive. Someone could add, take away to this list, but I wanted to, again, highlight these 5 types of friends, 5 types of possible influence that you may have in your life who are in the form of friends. But again, last, but certainly not least, is the hating mama. This isn't exclusive to your mama. This could be your aunt, your grandmother, your godmother. Friends and family are included on this list. All right. But again, the hating mama. She is the type who doesn't want to see you happy because perhaps she made horrible, and yes, I said horrible, decisions in her life over and over and over again. And now she is reaping the seeds that she has sown in her 20s. And now let's say she's married, but she's not happy. She doesn't like her husband. She doesn't appreciate her life, the lifestyle that he's given her, or she's miserable in the lifestyle he's given her. She can't keep a job. Her man can't keep a job. She's dissatisfied with how her life has turned out. Maybe she's constantly getting fired from her jobs, but she's lying and claiming that she quit because it just wasn't enough for her. Maybe the pay wasn't good enough or the people didn't like her. And so she's living vicariously through you and constantly trying to put a battery in your back to get hype on your man when he makes you upset, to feel some type of way about your man, about how he behaves within your relationship in terms of he expects respect from you. He demands respect from you, and he's placed order within your life. She doesn't like how you don't talk to her as much because you're with him now and you've prioritized him. And so she's speaking down on your relationship and talking about how he's controlling you and X, Y, and Z. She's hating on you. Girl, if you're happy, if he's good to you, if he's a good man, you need to purge her from your life. Uh-oh. Yes, I said it. Keep your mama in check. Keep your auntie in check. You need to set boundaries because mama, auntie, grandma, she will continue to step over the line. She will continue to press and press and press until she has you to herself, until she has you emotional, like how Samantha was, right?
Emotionally led, I feel very strongly. I'm just that kind of person, very passionate. But I would never tell somebody to make that decision when they're that emotional. But of course I wasn't talking to someone that genuinely would be for marriage, you know, or for reconciliation. And that's not no slight to my, you know.
No, it's
the current friends.
It has nothing. There's no slight to that. Not the friends, but I was on the phone with my attorney.
Yeah.
So it was something that was being said to me that hurt me at that time. And that, so at that time when I was on the phone and I made that decision, I was livid.
Don't allow your old, overweight, hair thinning, full of regret mother cause you to fumble your husband, to fumble a good man, because maybe he isn't the one that she would have picked, because maybe he's got tattoos and she pictured you with a man who didn't have tattoos, or maybe he's light skinned and she didn't picture you with a man who's light skinned. So she's constantly speaking down on light skinned men, constantly speaking down on how he treats you, picking at every little thing because you don't know how to keep your mouth shut as far as your arguments and things. These women who I've spoken of, the Cant Keep a man, the Naysayer, the home and partier, and the hating mamas, keep them out of your relationship. Do not go against your better judgment, ladies. Do not allow your mom to guilt trip you simply because I carried you for 9 months. Don't let her guilt trip you. If your mama's kind of trying to guilt trip you when you're trying to set boundaries and keep her in her place and keep her out of your relationship, and she tries to say to you, but I'm your mother, you're my daughter, you owe her something because she carried you for 9 months, or the 9 months she carried you, get that out of here. Girl, bye. You don't owe her anything for giving life to you, for birthing you. You didn't choose to be here. You didn't choose to be born. Therefore, you don't owe her anything. Don't allow her to get you into your emotions, because she's going to continue to puppet master you toward the destruction and downfall and detriment of your relationship. She doesn't want you in a healthy relationship. She wants you in a toxic relationship or single, so you can cater to her, so you can help her pay her bills, so you can constantly be at her every beckoning call, so you two can be miserable. Y'all know that saying, misery loves company, and your mother is misery. So she wants you there with her in her lonely, dark, and desolate place. Ladies, don't fall for the okie doke. Again, ladies, all of these women who we've discussed, the future wife, the Can't Keep a man chick, the Naysayer, the partier, the hoe, and the hating mama, the hating aunt. All of these women may very well be single. They could be in a relationship or they can be married, but you know a tree by the fruit it bears. So pay attention to the things they say to how they do, to how they respond, to how they react when you set boundaries. That will further tell you whether or not you should keep them in your life. I've had each of these friends, ladies. These women cannot hide who they are, and they won't, because you're their girlfriend. You're their girl. It is best to be friendless, ladies, than to keep bad company around you, because it will corrupt you. They will poison you. They will try to feed you black feminist talking points and ideology. And then they're going to cause you to be single. Okay? We've got a little bit more to talk about, ladies. Let's talk about leaving and cleaving. This is the message that Jenny Mine needed before marrying Jeezy. This is the message that Samantha Lee needed before marrying Tyrese and before leaving him, but she didn't have the right people around her. Leaving and cleaving, ladies, as what's spoken of in the Bible. You leave your mother and father's home and you cleave to your husband. Leaving and cleaving means you pick up your things and go. Cleaving refers to attaching, becoming one with your husband, meaning you leave the emotional ties behind you. You leave delusions and misconceptions and things that otherwise wouldn't be conducive to a healthy relationship behind you. Leaving and cleaving means you set boundaries, which is what I was alluding to when I was speaking of the different types of friends you may have. You set boundaries, aka a shield, a wall around your relationship that will stop or hinder any darts from flying and hitting your wall and penetrating the relationship that you have, causing injury, causing destruction. You all don't leave and you halfway cleave. And then you wonder why your relationships fail. It is because you allow your mama and your hating friends and your friends who can't keep a man to throw darts at your relationship because you have not set the appropriate boundaries. You have not built a wall. Your wall is made of styrofoam. Your wall is made of paper, of sticks, and it is easy to trample. It is easy to destroy. It is easy to see through, to hear through. Y'all need to build concrete, bulletproof, double pane walls that no one can destroy. You are continuously allowing your bitter mama to have a say-so in your relationships. Ladies, you need to prioritize your man first. You hear me? Prioritize your man first. He comes before everyone outside of God, right? Before my mother, before my father, my brothers, my sister, my family, my friends. He comes before everyone, as he should. Ladies, you have to put your man first before you get the ring, because how would he otherwise know or understand that you know how to prioritize him if you don't before you marry him? You have to show him that loyalty. You have to show that you are loyal to him prior to getting the ring. This is a part of you earning him, earning your man. Wouldn't you want to do that for a good man anyway? Ladies, boundaries that you set, these walls that you build, also includes the discontinuation of you telling your business. Stop telling your friends your business. Stop telling your mama your relationship business, your marital business. The arguments you have, the disagreements you have. Stop doing it. Because the more you pile on her in terms of how you feel like your man is falling short in that moment and you're just being emotional, he's going to remain in that stagnant position in her mind. And so every time you bring him up and you've been over it, if you've been over the argument, you hear her, you see her cutting her eyes. She's mumbling under her breath things about your man. Stop it. That's you inviting the enemy into your camp. That's you inviting witchcraft into your marriage. Because that negative energy can very well affect you. Because ladies, you know that your mama can affect your emotions. Didn't she say she was emotional in that decision making as far as wanting to divorce Tyrese? And then he outed her, saying that she had her mama in her ear. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. Didn't he say that? Let's watch it again.
You're heartless. None of your friends recognize you. This is all about money. If you had friends in your ear, you're lying, you're gaslighting, you're playing. The only person that was in your ear was your mama. Her name is Patricia Randolph. You didn't have people in your ear.
He said you had your mama in your ear. You didn't have people in your ear. You have your mama in your ear who's trying to get a come up off of your back, who is trying to get a come up off of your man's back. Y'all mamas are trying to ride your coattails for a come up off of your marriage, up off of your man. Ladies, this is why you need appropriate boundaries. This is why, ladies, the Bible instructs us to leave and cleave. The implication, again, ladies, is to set appropriate boundaries. So what if you hurt your mama's feelings? Because you tell her, okay, mama, what you're not about to do is talk about my man. What you're not about to do is disrespect him. What you're not about to do is talk down on my man. What you're not about to do is, you know what, mama, you made me upset because you disrespected my man, so I won't be talking to you for a while. You're grown, ladies. Check your mama. And if your mother doesn't respect those boundaries, and if she's still trying to pry, purge her from your life. Another thing I wanted to say, ladies, beware of prophets, preachers, teachers, spiritual folks who try to use their calling, who try to use their anointing, who try to use their position to manipulate you out of your relationship, out of your marriage. This is why a relationship with God for yourself is important. Because maybe you call, say, your mama crying about something that God told you about your man, but it doesn't necessarily result to a breakup. But they're saying that God said, this is not your husband. God said he's a cheater. God said that he has another woman. Ooh, I knew it. I knew he had another woman. God told me that. I felt that. I saw that. I saw that in the spirit. Beware. Make sure you have a relationship with God for yourself, because you can combat that with saying, no, that is not what God told me. God told me he is a good man. He just has to get through this. No, that's not what God told me. But thank you. I hear you, but I don't receive that. This is why, ladies, it is important for you to have a relationship with God yourself, with the Father yourself, with the Most High for yourself. Because your friends and your family very well can, and maybe they will, again, try to use their calling, their position, their spirituality to manipulate you, which is witchcraft, out of your relationship. Also, ladies, as I already alluded to this, but don't allow your friends and your loved ones to cause you to lose a good man, because you will regret it. Like Boo Boo Kitty. Don't allow them to convince you to leave a good man because you will regret it. And guess what? They're not going to be there to cuddle you at night, to have sex with you, to teach you, to lead you, to provide for you like the good man will. They won't. They won't be there for you to provide to you the masculine light that you need. Because if you mess up, ladies, and leave him and try to come back, he won't let you. Like Tyrese isn't letting Samantha back in. Typically, ladies, when you lose a good man, a good masculine man who knows what he has to offer, a lot of times those men only come around once. I know I have a good man, and if I lose him, he will eat me up, especially if I lose him based on a rash, illogical decision that I've made. It's supposed to be you and your man against everyone else, not everyone else against your man, and they're putting the battery in your back to also be against him, to also combat against him. Because again, ladies, if you lose him, you will regret it. Here's the last thing I wanted to say to you. The grass is greener where it is watered. Ladies, water your own grass. Self-improve. Encourage your man. Be willing to take accountability. Go to the gym. Get closer to God. Write the book. Apply for the job. Save your money. Refine yourself in every facet. Encourage your man. Be there for him. Support him. Be his helpmate, because that is what will bring you joy. That is what will bring you fulfillment. And that is what will draw you closer to each other. Again, ladies, the grass is always greener where it is watered. Water your grass. Water your relationship. And watch the grass grow. Watch the grass flourish. But that is all I have for you for today. The truth has been signed, sealed, and delivered by yours truly. If you like the content you see, then please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads or when I go live. Again, I would love to hear what you guys think, so please leave me a comment. And until next time, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.